William Hutchison. My wife and I own Armenia Columbia Realty for expats and Salento Columbia Realty in Armenia, Colombia. I like to do some of my videos based on what I might call the subject of the month or the subject of the quarter. When I first started doing these videos, there was a lot of questions about safety. How safe is Colombia? And I think that we covered the topic off fairly well. It's as safe as anywhere. Use a little common sense. That's all that's required. And I may get some heat for this, but I believe right now it's a lot safer than the US as one country. Then the questions seem to move to visa and health, and I'm still getting a lot of those. And I think part of the reason I am is because I haven't been able to close the topic. It's been difficult to get information from Sura for people coming here and applying because the health proof is necessary now for visas. The other thing that I've gotten a lot of the last 3 or 4 weeks is questions about the 3-day tour package that we offer. My intent when I set it up was always to have it flexible, and maybe I wasn't clear enough on it, but what I've done now, it was always there as far as I was concerned, but maybe not clear enough for people viewing the channel, that you can select as much of the package as you want. It's broken into 3 one-day trips. The Armenia day is probably close to 6 hours. The trip to Finlandia would be a little bit less. Kokora Valley, Salento is basically the whole day. So what I want to tell you about today is how you can tailor what you want to see and learn about while you're here. Perhaps you don't want to see the Artisans in Finlandia, but you do want to know as much as you can about Armenia and maybe take the trip to Salento and Kokora Valley. I suggest that before anyone comes here, you Google as much as you can about the area. Salento and Kokora Valley with the tallest palm trees in the world, and Salento, huge tourism on the weekend. The town goes to probably 3 or 4 times its size. A lot of cultural things go on, so it's worth seeing. Maybe some of you are not interested enough to do a full day there. You want to know about rentals maybe, or even purchases in Armenia. What's the market like? What's the culture like? What are the big malls like? And by the way, no different than any mall in your city. There's stores here that are Walmart clones, and you can buy everything from food to tires for your car to major appliances. Colombia, many people, this is a bit of an aside, many people consider Colombia third world. It's not. It's absolutely right up to date. Healthcare, I went through it, I guess now 2.5, 3 months ago, and it's 100% up to date. It's unbelievable. But anyway, getting back to the tour, I've split it down into 3 days. These prices, I'm going to give you the prices, are based on a couple. And all of them include breakfast and dinner at one of the better Colombian restaurants. I think I have 5 that I can choose from. We can go to one, maybe the first night that you're here. And then if you decide that you want to go back to that restaurant, we don't need to go to all 5. On the package, there's 5 dinners and 2 breakfasts, but these will be 1 day breakfast and dinner. It's not Kentucky Fried or Domino's or McDonald's that we go to. These are the better upscale restaurants in Armenia. The one thing I do want to say too before I get into these one-dayers is there's a lot of information that you'll get in casual conversation. It's just not bombing around town with me in the car, stopping here, stopping there, looking at this, looking at that, checking out the better Barrios, maybe even going into an area where you don't want to be. And you get the reasons for that. But there's a lot of information passed on just in casual conversation. We have all kinds of contacts that, for example, they provide better retail pricing because Alba knows a contact there. Or they'll throw in, for example, maybe the mattress people. There's nothing on promotion, but sometimes Alba gets a better price. And if she can't, they'll throw in pillows or maybe a sheet set or something along those lines. So that information gets passed on to you during the tour, just as we're talking. You will learn a lot. So we go to the Salento Cocora. You have to divide by 4. I'm going to give you the prices in Colombian pesos. Cocora Valley Salento is basically a full day. As I said, Cocora Valley has the tallest palm trees in the world. In the package is a horseback ride through the palms with a guide for a couple, and breakfast on the way, and then dinner in Salento when we come back. We do Cocora Valley first, leave maybe 8 or 8:30 in the morning, and get back to Salento maybe around 12:30 or 1. Do the walking tour around town, the main square, see some of the cultural activities that hopefully are there that day, and we have dinner in Salento. Price for that is 1,300,000 pesos. Sounds like a lot of money, but at today's exchange rate, it's about $325. Speaking of exchange rate, it's forecast to for the peso to weaken. No one seems to know why it's appreciated 25% or so in the last year, but it has. So as it weakens, paying in Colombian pesos, these prices will be even less in US dollars because you'll get more pesos for your dollar. The other second tour I want to tell you about is Armenia. We again have breakfast, talk about things that you may have seen if you've been wandering around on your own. We go to the better Barrios. We can look at property, basically for rentals, because if you're new coming here, our advice has always been rent. And I started off at 6 months. I've had a lot of clients tell me, Bill, 3 months is enough, and maybe it is. But my advice is to rent before you make a buy, if that's what you intend to do. The other thing about buying is and I've mentioned it in other videos, there's a property owner's visa here. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but if you buy here and buy at the right threshold or over that threshold, then you qualify to apply for a 3-year visa. It's called the property owner's visa, as opposed to coming in on a pension visa. We also visit malls just to kind of wander around, so you have some comfort as to what's available here. Go to the better Barrios, some of them beautiful views, beautiful vistas. This runs probably 5 or 6 hours, and it's 800,000 Colombian pesos, which is $200. The last one is a few hours in Finlandia. The trip up there is a little longer than going to Salento, maybe 40 minutes in the car, 45 minutes. and we go to where the artisans are, and there's a lot of bamboo type weaving, sofas, chairs, chandeliers, a lot of nice artisan handcrafts, jewelry boxes, boxes for just about anything. There's hot mats, nice hand-woven hot mats. It's kind of nice to see. And we spend the time looking at the artisans' things there. There's a lookout that you can take advantage of if that's your style. And then we have dinner in Finlandia. Some people have rated the restaurant the best in all of Candile, and I don't know. I hesitate to call anything the best in a large area. Candile is a department, and the equivalent to that in the United States would be a state, or in Canada, it's a province. That day is 700,000 Colombian pesos, about $175. If you do the whole package, 3 days, it's $2,800,000, $700 for 3 days with me and touring the area. If you're not interested in the horseback rides, we can deduct that from the total, either from the 1 day or from the 3-day package. If you're not going to take advantage of that, we aren't, of course, going to be paid for it. So that's kind of the recap. You can do 1, 2, or 3 days. You can select the day that you want or the days that you want. I suggest that you Google, and that will give you some idea as to whether you want to do that or you want to do nothing. I might mention here, when you come, I have the two kind of businesses. I have the tour on the one side and the real estate on the other. If we're out looking at property, there's no charge for that. No one gets paid to show property, and I don't either. So if you want time to look at condominiums for rent, or townhouses, or maybe even a freestanding home, a small finca, we can do that, and my time is yours. It's I had a situation here a while back that I showed someone 14 property, and we don't have an offer yet. Apparently there's going to be an offer at some point, but that was all gratis because that's the real estate side of my business. Okay, so that's it for today. William Hutchison, Armenia, Colombia. I live in paradise, and you can too.